Now, our friend Jim had an Rd350. Over the years, we rode with him many, many times. We really were impressed by his riding skill. He was a really good rider. And he would make this bike scream. We really had some great rides together. Now, sometimes he wouldn't tell us he was coming up to Rockwell, and we'd ride four-strokes. So we had these rides that were half four-stroke and half two-stroke. But it didn't matter. It was always fun riding with Jim. He was a real craftsman. He was also a model airplane guy. And he really, really, you look at this bike close. This bike up close and personal, look at it really, really close. Even the rims are polished. Everything on this bike is detailed to the nines. But we are in the middle of, well, how nice is this day? How nice. Look at, we're over the Hudson. There's nobody else up here. We got the whole road to ourselves except for we had one car. But one car. Usually you can make this whole run up the mountain without hitting another car. Never. So anytime we connected with the Silver Bullet, we really had some fun. Like I said, even the days I didn't have my my RD, and Luciano didn't have one of the two strokes he has. But we always enjoyed the ride. Jim was a really great guy. And like I said before, when you look at this bike close, it's tastefully done. Even the back end, the seat. And I'm not sure if I remember, he had some tricky thing, how he could take the seat on and off on this bike. He had changed the heads out on the motor, changed the shocks. Look at the rims. He's got beautiful, beautiful aluminum rims on this. And every part of it was just really, really cool. Now, the problem is sometimes when you're riding with a four-stroke and a two-stroke, the thing you miss along the way is you don't get to hear the two-stroke sound like you really want to do when you're with another RD. Hey!
Oh, it is my favourite bike. Best bike I've ever had.
Morning. I saw you last Sunday. You didn't stop. Couldn't turn around. It was too much traffic.
I don't know if you could say it, you know. BSI's triumphs.
You should have emailed me. I would have rode my RD today. Everybody's in Italy. Wow, still looks great. Yeah, I saw you were coming out of the park.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen you.
Well, there aren't a lot. There aren't a lot of these. If you're hiding from the police, it ain't gonna happen. Wow, it still looks great.
Yeah, how you been?
I'm good. I'm good. Man, the guys just left for Pennsylvania. They had about 20 guys here with all Ducatis and everything.
Oh, nice. What's in Pennsylvania? They going to Pocono or something?
Who knows what they're doing?
Yeah.
Now, I am always thankful I shot all of the video I shot many years ago. To me, this is priceless memories. And every time I look back at this, I see a little more detailing on this bike. There really were some cool things on this bike. And I know Luciano really was, every time we'd get together, he'd be checking this out and see what Jim did. And he was modifying the seat. I know he had some, the only thing I do remember, there was a time when the throttle cable had an issue at the bottom of Perkins, and I remember we all stopped and worked on the bike and stuff. But when you look at this bike, no matter what angle you look at it from, it is really nicely done, even shortening the front fender, which is, well, you know, when you have the long front fender, it just doesn't look like a real cafe bike. Jim got every single little detail on this bike really nice. it's always amazing, no matter where you ride, no matter what the group of motorcyclists gathering, whether they're Harleys, Ducatis, or eclectic or sport bike, you pull in with a two-stroke and immediately you got people checking out your bike. So known all the MotoGP riders are going to be here today, huh? Wow. Man, what'd you do? Paint the heads black, or were they always black?
They were, well, they started out as gold, but I thought that was too loud.
They look better black. You should just take a file of sandpaper, do the fins so we match.
Like their cylinders are. It's a good idea.
Did you get to see yourself on video burning up the mountain? Okay, you came back.
Actually.
Now, over the years, as Jim and I had gone on other rides and we got to know each other a little better, he was quite a good rider, a very good rider, in fact. And I enjoyed all the time we rode together. He was a safe rider and everything. But we developed a little camaraderie over model airplane building. He was building a model plane, even though it was an RC plane, and I fly control line. We chatted about modeling quite a bit, and he was not aware that I also shared the passion for model airplanes along with him. But we really shared the passion for two-strokes, and I never stopped looking at the detailing on this bike. I thought this was one of the really, really tastefully done RDs, even the taillight mount. Sometimes you get everything right on a bike except one or two giant details. Jim, I have to take my hat off to you. You really did get a lot of it right. And Luciano, I know as well as myself. We both really admired the workmanship on this bike. And one sad note is back in this time I was using Anart cameras, and for front and rear mounts on a bike, they were not really as good as the GoPros that I have now, and thank you Najat for donating the 4K GoPros, but I still am very grateful I have this footage. And the other thing that the GoPro does a lot better than the Anart, it records the sound a lot better. So a lot of times when you go through the gears, you could hear the sound a lot better than you can hear with an Anart camera. Now, back in the day, anytime I'd see a Volkswagen bus, I'd stop and take pictures for Karen. One of Karen's dreams was to have one of these. I don't know why. And some of the custom car shows that had showed them all restored. But this was kind of cool, but my interest is not in Volkswagen buses as much as RDs. And again, Jim, my hat is off to you. I have done several RDs in my lifetime. I've cafe'd them out. I've restored them for people. I've done all kinds of things that I thought were stylish and unique. And you know what? This one really floats my boat. And I look at it. I look at the rims even. I'm really jealous of the rims. I had thought at one time of trying to get spoke rims for my RD. And it just didn't work out that way. I was trying, and I tried hard. Didn't work out. I wound up with 5 extra RD wheels that I still have in stock. But anyway, this was one very special motorcycle. And Jim, even to this day, I look back at the footage. I'm so glad I have it, even though that Anart camera was not world class, that's for sure. But it's still better to have footage like this to remind you of the great days of two-stroking. Now, if you're new to our channel, we have a very, very eclectic channel. One of the new features we have now is some of the videos are grouped into groups that you can access all the videos for one category in one mouse click. And it should be very convenient and very handy. Just check out the feature on the main screen playlist. And thanks to everybody for supporting the channel. We appreciate your support, and it makes this channel possible with all the things we do, the painting, the wheels, the polishing. And please take a second or two and hit the like button. And thanks everyone for watching.